This week we are going to Cambodia. I was really looking forward to going to Cambodia, but as you can see throughout this video, it's quite a sketchy place. I didn't know it was that sketchy, so throughout the video you will see I make some lessons that I learned. The first one, I still thought I was in, nice southern Eastern Asia. So I just booked on trip.com, a cheap, decent hotel first night. Well, when I go there to check in, the dude that checks in front of me is delivering his pistol for the safe of the hotel, since you were not allowed to bring them into the room, obviously. I am okay, but yeah, and when I check in, literally the entire walls of the room was plastered with it's not allowed to in Cambodia. It was quite a grim place, I have to say. So for the next day I realized, okay, we have to book hostels instead, try and just stay with Westerners like myself. So did that. But the border crossing was mental. Make sure you have all of your papers ready when you are going to cross the border into Cambodia if you are not flying in. It was a shit show, to be honest. So even if I had duplicate sets of all of my papers as I was supposed to, I had the e-visa, everything was sorted and paid. Of course, it's like, no, we need another one. You have to go to this guy, pay that guy, and this guy, and then come with new papers with new stamps on them. Shit show. So yeah, that was, I think, about $20 extra just because it took too much time to be bothered to deal with it. But it left a sour taste. And then with Phnom Penh being how Phnom Penh is, yeah. So after checking out from the shady hotel and while waiting for the hostel to open check-in, I decided to go play some pool and see how it differed in Cambodia. And mind you, they're all Chinese owned, all of the places I found. And look at this. So after about 20 minutes of play, the power went out. I thought maybe it's for some minutes. After 5 minutes, it was on again for like 2 minutes, and then it completely shut out again. Being like a polite Scandinavian, I waited. I wanted to play some more. After some time, the other Chinese players left, and then I was like, you know what? I can't wait here forever. The hostel had opened, so I said, I need to go. Can I pay? And about the same time, the power goes on again. But then she wants to charge for 2.5 hours, whereas 2 of the hours there's been no power, so I haven't been able to really play. And it got quite confrontational, as many things quickly do here in Cambodia. So my tip is stay away from the Chinese operated businesses in Cambodia. There definitely is a vibe there where you feel these people are doing some shady work, as you probably know from the scam centers. then I'm going out partying with some people from the hostel the first night. And everything seems fine, but I get really smashed really quickly, and all of the bathrooms in the hostel have like, buy all your alcohol in the hostel, do not buy them outside in other clubs because there's so much fake alcohol. Okay, so check number one. And then I meet like a French guy. We're supposed to take a tuk-tuk to go back to the hostel, but he doesn't want to order it from Grab. He just gets one off the street. And this is where the first hustle happens. So we're drunk, we're talking in the back seat, and then I think he's going to check like on his phone something on the GPS. And the tuk-tuk driver, he's quite clever. So what he does is he brakes real hard, and then he throws out an iPhone while grabbing the phone from the French guy. And in the confusion, it seems like his phone has fell out of the tuk-tuk, but what fell out of the tuk-tuk is this. So it looks and kind of feels like an iPhone. As you see, it's like a taped plastic cover around like iPhone case, and you can't hear it here. Yeah, I think maybe you can hear it. So it's filled with like rocks or something. And then of course, as soon as the French guy jumps out to find his phone, then he tries to scurry me out of the tuk-tuk as well, real hard, because he wants to drive, you know. I couldn't really understand what was happening. The French guy tells me to help him look for his phone, so I go out of the tuk-tuk. The tuk-tuk drives, and then the French guy finds this one and realizes that he's been duped. So that could happen in many places, but like there's something about the people. You will realize Phnom Penh is quite a sketchy city. Like us. Excuse me? You have lighter? Sorry.
No, I don't have.
You don't have? Okay, no problem, no problem. So from Phnom Penh, I got real sick of that real quick. I decided to go to Kampot. It seemed like they had a really cool hostel there and some nice beaches. So I just wanted to relax a little, don't have to deal with the big cities. So we try this. Kampot is mostly famous for its growth of peppercorns and production and export of that, but also it used to be like the French colonializers' vacation paradise back in those days. So you still have the remnants, for instance, these train lines. One of the few train lines that still goes in Cambodia goes from Phnom Penh to Kampot. It's quite a weird train. As you can see, it's more like a bus seat than a normal train seat. They only rode one carriage the way there, and we had to stop a couple of places along the route to let the train chill down. And as you see, a lot of people live along the tracks, do business along the tracks, and just in general, lots of old train equipment. But it's going to be nice to chill a little on the beach in Kampot. And then we finally reached Kampot. So this is downtown. It's got lots of Western oriented places and such. But you do see lots and lots of old white men. That's like an issue here in Cambodia in general. But I didn't come here to be in the town. I came to go here to Arcadia's backpackers water park hostel outside of the city center. And honestly, it really delivered. It looks quite similar to the pictures, a little more rundown. Nice people running it. You could choose if you wanted a room with the AC. The AC was a fan though, or if you want the cheap ones. As you see, we're right on the jungle and the river. Lots of water sports and opportunities, and young people that wants to party. So if you are in Cambodia, you need to go to this hostel because it's the place to have a good vibe. And then you can forget about all of the shady stuff happening in Cambodia and just relax and enjoy. My tip is to try and do at least a couple of days there. You can rent scooters from the people there. In Cambodia, anybody is allowed to drive a scooter. You do not need to have a license, and that makes it easier to go into the city. Otherwise, they got great food in the hostel. They got everything you need, and enjoy the vibes. And do not, I repeat, do not miss out on the boat trip. So they do have a boat trip. I think it's twice or three times a week. Unlimited barbecue. Only good barbecue I ever had in Cambodia. And also it's a nice time on the boat. Everybody swimming from the boat, jumping in the water and enjoying themselves. Do not miss out. Shit. It's going head first, huh?
Take a picture. Ready, guys? Go on YouTube.
Let's go!
Already had it, sorry.
We can get more. There are more.
I will do it for the video.
It's so stressful. Process.
You didn't get the process.
Sorry. But everybody says shop.
Yeah, since when you listen to everybody?
I went exploring on a scooter, quite tranquil and nice, before going to the beach later on that day. Really serene, beautiful beaches, and as you see, it was very few people there. The parasols and such did cost a fortune, so I was just laying on the beach on the side there, as many of the other people did as well.
Har du någonting att kämpa för? Låt aldrig någon störa dig. Lyssna, de vill dra dig ner. Jag har sett dig, jag lovar. Slösa din energi. Skit i dem, jag röka och Hennessy. Bad mind and jealousy. Folk vi ser dig död. Framgång har en melodi.
Ja, brorsan stänger ner 25 miljarder deal. Skriver rader i poolen, imagine how it feels. Men tänk så vet du kommer aldrig möta någon som mig. Ja, brorsan vi som Messi och Neymar. Kommer som team 22, Eminem lika rå. Producera boom, jag är ingen producent.
And then we just teleported all the way to Sihanoukville. Sihanoukville is now the new Chinese place in Cambodia. I stayed at the Wonders hostel, and most people going to Sihanoukville is just going there because they are going to the islands outside of Sihanoukville, which are supposed to be serene and tranquil. I, on the other hand, wanted to at least get a little more of the feel of the city. The city that I heard so much about on YouTube for being, you know, very shady. And you do see the compounds everywhere. You find great Chinese food everywhere there. And a lot of the people you interact with on the street, you do feel there's something they want to hide or that there's something beneath the surface. And an insane amount of banks. So just question, what are the money used for and where are they coming from? This was probably the city in Cambodia I felt the most not wanted to film, because everybody was either telling me I'm on private property, I couldn't film, or wondering why I was there and not on the islands. So a weird one, this one. This is also the city where I heard the rumor that you're supposed to be able to go to an island and hunt on people for about $25,000, which is quite insane. But one thing you cannot take away from Sihanoukville is the amazingly beautiful beaches. So it's kilometers upon kilometers of pristine beaches just off the center of the city. And it was supposed to have been like a hippie haven up until the early 2000s, where it was like, yeah, you know, hammocks, smoking, all of that. I found myself a nice cozy spot and decided to enjoy a little of the day. But then you will see soon me being in a Chinese beachfront restaurant, and there I did see like the tendency to a lot of people spending money in a way they wouldn't have if it was gotten in a legal way. and so many supposedly casinos, whereas the few ones I tried to enter was told were either closed down or not operational, and they had armed guards. So do with that information as you'd please. I sat down to eat here, and while eating here, there were several other tables ordering like Dom Perignon and other expensive champagne, also Mautai Baiju, which is quite over the budget you would suppose people had in the city. So I don't know where the money's coming from, but if you search around YouTube, I'm pretty sure you can figure it out. And basically, after having these issues in Cambodia, I decided let's just get done with it. We'll visit Angkor Wat and then we will continue on to Thailand because I can't be bothered with this. I was stupid enough, however, to buy Burger King for the bus before going to Siem Reap, and I literally only had 2 bites before I got sick to the stomach. So all I did for 9 hours on the bus was to puke and do the other thing in the bathroom. Thankfully, Siem Reap actually impresses. It's more cleanly, it's actually based on tourism, doesn't feel shady, and it's a place I would advise people to go to. But the rest of Cambodia, I had my issues, I gotta say. Follow next week to see my trip to Angkor Wat and the craziness that happens there. Subscribe, follow, like, you know the drill.